What is poppin', people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. It is a finals of a really hot week in the middle of a UK heatwave when this is being recorded, and your boys on Eaters, and we're gonna make a squid. We're gonna try and go band for band against the Swarm King himself, Diaboromon, and we're gonna get choked to 1, which is just so incredibly rude. So we're just gonna have to pass him 2. I mean, it doesn't really matter, considering what we would have done would have cost 3 anyway, but I would have loved to have an additional game action. I'm gonna push out, and we are going to actually use the black memory boost to find a 4, which leads me to believe that maybe was looking for like a free play one, but instead we're going to use the draw off the Sumomon because it is unidentified, and then we get to double hit picking up an errata and the unidentified. That said though, we can turn this into a swing, but unfortunately the errata does give him a redirect. So even though we don't have a blocker, we still have redirects, which mean we can't, unless we make double human, we actually can't hit security for a free tamer, which is incredibly annoying. So gonna start building up in the back. You know, this is a rookie left on board with a boost. We weren't able to clear it. And he's thinking about boosting. It's not like it starts a combo, so realistically he can go from there. I think we're just confirming something was happening at the local, but yeah, we're gonna crack the boost. And memory gain Kurisarimon into the Infer. Infer gonna get deletion, so we're gonna get another squid in to the raising area. And he can just establish the Diaboromon here. He's gonna get it, and then it is gonna pop the lowest because a guy was played. So based on play cost, this is black after all. So yeah, no value gotten out of the human form, but we do have 3 sources to reduce the cost. And we do have a Yugo. So we have Yuko and Yugo. And we probably could do with a memory setter, but instead we're going to pick up the squid. And we're going to drop it for 3. No point using Yugo because, you know, you need trouble. We are going to swing. Get our free token. It's going to pop 1. And then we're going to alliance in. I'm just going to block with the other. Still going to take that 1 chip though. And then when it gets deleted, we get a free, another one. So not only does he get to 1 choke and be really annoying, he's not actually going minus from board. So I'm going to reduce the cost by 3. Play the squid. And then we're going to reduce by 2. And then we're going to Yugo to get Eater Eve. So we're going to stop the Diaboromon from being able to suspend, which is going to stop it from spawning another body at the very least. And this is how we start having to play the defensive lines here, where we have to make enough blockers, but then also stop the Diaboromon from being able to go forward. Got 5 of the gang in sources, plus 3 from others. So we're sitting at 8. But speaking of the gang, we are going to assemble the Shakomon. So this is a fully protected guy. And then going to make Old Faithful. Going to first double errata to gain back. And he gains 2 per because of the 2 stacks. So, yeah, awful. Not only does he get removal, but also gained 2 for every Diaboromon that was summoned. So 6 memory back off that. And then I feel like we do just have to kind of take the block. And then we're going to use the Yuko to give power and protection to Eve for the turn. I think it's because we want to be able to summon the Mother. Still going to get a string in here. Going to hit Cyberspace Eden, which lets us play the Mirai from hand because we don't have another squid. So we're actually going to have to pitch off the boost because we recognize we're too far behind there to get the Cyberspace Eden. And then we get to have the Keramon come down. And the Keramon is going to find another. And board's pretty wide, huh? And then he's going to evolve it into Gold Numemon, which is going to security attack minus the body. And just be kind of really annoying. So start of main, we're going to gain a memory. And then start of main, we're going to switch Mirai out for a Suedo. And that is enough to then have Mother show up. And we're going to still be in trouble because We can still gain 1, draw 1 from being minus in hand, but we can't full clear here because of the inherits. So going to attempt to clear, well, the one Diaboromon that we can. And then he's going to pop. And then on the way out from playing something, he gets to pop. Then the second one is going to clear. And then the third one, we want to kind of take a level 4 off board. But, I mean, look how many blockers we're looking at. All the replays have been done. So at the very least, we're kind of like safe from that. So we're going to just pop another Diaboromon token to just try and consequentially thin the board. But because the body was played, Diaboromon's just going to bring another one back. So L plus ratio, I guess. I'm going to play a second Suedo, and then we're going to gain 1, draw 1, and then draw, and then we're going to load up. And realistically, I make a mistake here. Like, because there's blockers, we shouldn't commit anything with Alliance. So the thing that we dealt with, like, we should have just tried to play for a big defensive line and just try and make bodies, because we have an Eve that is going to be how we pass turn. So really what we should have done is try to use the reductions to go wide on defense and just try and make sure that we can limit the number of swings that come through, because obviously the bodies aren't going to have rush, but when they come back, he's going to have a lot of memory. Obviously at this point, Quartz isn't revealed, so we don't know that we are cooked regardless. And it's really whether we pick something or not. So we're just going to go for Trident Arm because Shaco is only protected from Digimon effects. This does mean the Terriermon does get to swing. And really what we probably should have done is we should have gone as wide on bodies as we could and then end on Trident to try and clear this body. Going to give the protection to make it big, plus 2k, make it, you know, immune to Digimon effects. We are going to see DP minus on the way out. But I think we're just trying to give the double protection to the squids, just so that way they couldn't get shrunk off. So there was a line where if I had two suspended guys, like two unsuspended guys, I'd have been able to block one to take one of the bodies offline, and then I would have been able to make it the other one protected so it couldn't get DP minus on the way out, which would have been pretty cute. So it would have had like some real protection. But, you know, we didn't do that. We did swing, forgetting that he had 800 blockers, and we're like, oh yeah, let's alliance through this with no piercing. That'll be the line that we take. That's what matters. We can establish another Diaboromon here because we do have hella memory for it. And this is gonna be Infamon down. It's a de-digivolve, which is gonna de-digivolve Mother Eater back to Schweino, which maybe should be suspended. I don't think it matters at this point. We are going to see the Diaboromon Ace come down, and I think this will pop 19 play cost. So doesn't quite get the clear that it needs to clear another mother. And then we did lose Scapegoat as well. But as you can see, as we start to be the Maestro and prance around, this is going to be suspend everybody. Gain all the memory back. Gain a very normal amount of memory. And then that's going to be burn 3 and swing the last 4 game.
Matrix Digivolution.
Up. Don't skip this one. This one's important. The Misplay for Game tournament is going to happen on October 11th of this year, and tickets just went live. So if you take a look at the pinned comment as well as the description, announcements in the Discord, the Shopify link to get your ticket is going to be live. We did have a couple of people that no-showed, and since, you know, things were quite scuffed last year, we did lose on that money from people not showing up. So this time we've managed to do ticketing a little bit earlier, still a little bit scuffed, but, you know, it's our first time doing ticketing. The way it's going to work is you are going to be able to buy your ticket, and then from there, if you just send us your order confirmation, we'll get you the link to be able to get into the Limitless, because it is password locks just like last year. So that's how we're going to be doing the ticketing for this. If you can't attend and still want to support the tournament, there's also options in the Spotify there. Instead of buying an entry ticket, you can just support the tournament. And there's also a version that lets you get some of the entry sleeves that we're going to be handing out there. Members are going to get a discount for that, so keep an eye on your Discord DMs, and they'll be sending a little ping through that for our members. Everyone that is rookie and above is going to be able to get a discount that scales with the level that you're on. And hopefully we get to see you there. Members also in person will also get some bonus sleeves that do look very, very funny. Maybe I'll have like a picture of them like here, because yeah, Jade cooked on those. Speaking of like UK artists, we're going to be having UK artists providing custom playmats once again, and the allocation right now is going to be sitting at half a case. If we do max out on the number of seats that were allocated, then we might be able to actually buy some more product. But right now we're going to commit to a half case just because we lost a lot of money last year, and we'd like to keep doing these every year. So we'd like to lose a lot less money this year. So spread this around, try and support the tournament. We'd love to be able to run these annually. It's going to be EX10. I don't think I even said that. Yeah, EX10, so villain themed. We got a bunch of really cool things that are going to be happening there. So everyone that does come, not just the product, but you'll also be able to get some goodies that are going to be unique. So you can just remember that you came and supported the Misplay for Game tournament. It's going to be streamed, and we're going to do everything we can. This time there's food at the venue, so you don't have to go up the road. We took on a lot of feedback from last year, and hopefully you'll see that a lot of it has been implemented. So for those of you who've already forgotten, it's buy the tickets on Shopify, and then from there, send an order of confirmation to one of the hosts. We'll get you the link to the Limitless so that we can get signed up for that. Members do all get a discount. You'll be getting those discount codes through Discord. So if you're a member, join the Discord and join the Discord anyway, so that way you can get all the updates on the Misplay for Game tournament, answer any questions that you may have. But keep an eye out. We'll be spamming this ad in a lot of videos because we'd love to see you there. We'd love to cap, and we'd love to do these every year. Bye. And whilst we get shuffled up, I do want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been a member supporting the channel. Y'all will have just seen the new ad, even the members. I'm sorry, this one's not quite ad-free, but you did get to see it early. Yeah, the case tournament is going to be happening, and people like the Mega Josh, an Ultimate Hero on YouTube, Tier 3 on Twitch, do make it possible to do events like that, and Digimon as close to daily as we can. Our Ultimate Steve, Tommy NT, Tommy Tricks on the Sticks, Brad, King of Knights, Sacred Armour, and Matthew Bowen will get the biggest discounts for coming and attending the event, but our champions and rookies will as well get discounts. So for our champions, we do have Shinny Carey, Coffee Deus, DHM, Solo Ouroboros, Andy Fing, Squid Eater, Benji Gibber, Thomas Yates, Kenneth Smith, Damata FGC, Donkey, Calvert, Allforce Magna, Craig and Security, Stephen Holdren, Pap, and Epsilon Cross. And then for our rookies, we do have Greatness Beam, Balfi, Turtle Sovereign, Samuel Larson, Marcio, Larot, and Nick Bunn. And all of our Digi Eggs, we do appreciate all of the support that you do give us. Jacob Torres, I know this is a great first video to start on, one that doesn't have an ad-free version, but we wanted to make sure you all know that the case tournament is happening. It's going to be Terriermon in the back, Terriermon in the front, and it's going to get to pick up just one target. It's going to be another Terriermon looking to rookie rush me, but you know, it is I who rookie rushes, and it looks like we're going to go for the boost here just because it's going to be one of the earliest times we can get it. Do find the errata off that, but I think it was the first card revealed anyway, so even if we had committed, we would have been able to get it. But I mean, it's not something you can know. Unfortunately, the errata comes down, which means, you know, the line that we would have liked to take ideally, which would have been to like low pass on the body would have mattered. What we also probably could have done is we could have done Mireille instead of boosts to be able to spin into errata this turn. But what we're going to do is we're instead going to pitch him, which is kind of interesting. So maybe we drew into a second one. No, we wouldn't have. Yeah, so not fully sure why we ditched him early. Presumably we've got Adam in hand or something like that to try and play to thin the board. Distinct lack of removal in Eaters, which is kind of unfortunate. Gonna start a main spin Mireille to get Yuko, just to try and make our blockers a little bit bigger. And then we're going to swing. Going to have the redirects. We're going to tap Yuko to make the blocker bigger. Going to swing it. He is going to let that one through and does get Cyberspace Eden with no target. So, you know, thankfully not getting fully scammed. And yeah, it does look like we have Adam, but we've got nothing in sources because we did kind of need that body to die. You know, we did make it bigger, which Lamau, but I mean, we had an option card, so didn't matter. So we're going to probably pass over a lot as we are going to have Adam come down just to shoot a rookie. Going to put us on one redirect. And he is pushing out a Sukamon, so y'all know what's up. Spend 4 to make Shaco. It is the play. People be like, I will run 50 Diaboromon cards, but good luck with your top. Instead, should put in the funny yellow cards that are cheap. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the rookie, and he isn't going to find what he needed. It was a Curious Saruman that he needed, but he can still draw off the Sunamon. And he finds the Terriermon because this guy will always sack you. He literally said, I just need to be lucky, and then the top 3 doesn't give him what he needs. But the draw does. He was just not specific enough. So we're going to establish a blocker here straight away, which is kind of infuriating, but it is what it is. He wanted it more than me. What can I say? So, fully protected against Digimon effects, which is kind of unfortunate. And there's unfortunately no way to bait him here because it's redirects, not just blocking. We can't actually break his ankles in this instance. As what we would try and do is we try and swing to see if we can deny something, but just tap errata to go, tap errata to go into the body. We are going to load up with the human form Evo, and then we can try and swing this to see. But as you can see, errata still, we've spent no defensive resources. We're going to try and swing 2 checks and can just take the block there, which means we are going to lose it. And that's kind of where all of our removal goes. So we're just going to cost -3 to get the draw. And because we played a guy, look, it's Diaboromon. Yep, the all turns when a guy is played, which is kind of like our whole deck. So, we try and play a defensive line, get owned for it. So we have to go band for band, really. And he does get a free stipend at the start of every turn. He's actually playing guys on his turn and on my turn. And somehow we're supposed to keep up with this. So, one of these errata decks is much better in the errata mirror than before. But, big ups errata supremacy on top tables. We are going to have Yuko pop out. That's not quite errata, but it is extra memory, which, 2 of those will take us to 3, which is kind of like a memory setter, but also not. The training reveals disaster, catastrophe cannon. And he is just going to drop the catastrophe straight away, which means we are going to lose Adam straight away. Does mean we have a memory setter and then start a main push to 5, which is like kind of cool if we want to be like really specific. But he did also just get an extra body, and we lost one. So yeah, we got a memory setter, but in terms of attrition, we did kind of get owned. And this is a pretty big decision here. We're going to have the Yugo, and we're going to pick up Eta Eve because obviously we need to stop this Diaboromon from being able to go sideways. But a Suedo probably also would have been pretty helpful, I'm not going to lie. Next up, we're going to go Cyberspace Eden just to try and fish for something. And 0 cost. He gets his free token. We're going to spin the Yugo and use the loss reduction. So 2 + 1, 0 cost. And then we're going to turn Errata into Adam. And we're just going to clear the token that was played out. So we've managed to establish 5 bodies for defense. So, against most people that aren't playing Medieval Gallimon, that would be kind of big. He is going to security attack -2 my Eta Adam, which is kind of annoying because we low-key needed that. We're just confirming how big everything is. Going to pop one of the Diaboromon tokens to go Infamon, play make Diaboromon without paying the cost, then make Diaboromon, which of course shoots an Adam again. We kind of need Adam to be able to do things. We're going to lose a squid there, so he gets to kind of go atomic, and we get stuck. And he's just going to pass on the black memory boost. So really what we need is something like Quartzmon to get revealed off of the black memory boost, so we've got a little bit more time before we die into the sun. It's not looking great for us though. We really need the Mirai down in order to establish, because obviously, our human forms are never hitting security ever. The only thing they accomplish really is get bigger. I don't even really know what we're looking at the board for. He's just going to let the swing through, and we are big enough. That is a 2k body. We are 3k. We are going to end up getting shot, though. It is a mandatory pop. So just going to take one of the guys that can swing away from us. And this is one of those situations where I'm like, we definitely needed to prioritize getting some stuff down. We're going to get the Eater Eve down to stop the Diaboromon from being able to suspend, because, you know, he is the when attacking one that's kind of annoying. Going to go raid to try and go massive, and just going to try and clear a Diaboromon, but he's just going to block it, because, I mean, why not? 1 cost draw. And at this point, we are just going, well, if he has Quartz, he has Quartz, but if he has Quartz, we can stun him for a turn. I think maybe we have a feeling, an inkling that he has a Quartz in hand, which is why we committed double Eve here to stun both of the Diaboromons. And we do get the Digivolve down thanks to the body being played, so we do lose Eve and get Yuko back. 3 Eratas in hand, huh? And he can just kind of start extending. He is at 4. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we saw like boost play Errata to kind of like set up for next turn. Because as far as the attrition war is going, like, yeah, he's winning. And that's really where the sentence could end if you really wanted to. Top 5 search looking for the Errata and unidentified. Doesn't look like we're going to find it. But he can drop a Kurisari if he wants to just thin the board and just be annoying. But looks like we're actually going to pick the Diaboromon on Errata. So I think that's all 4 of the Erratas in hand. Going to go Kurisari here. It is going to find a Sukamon, but I mean, no end of turn DNA or anything like that. So just going to go for the normal line. Infamon, shoot one of our bodies. And then is going to be passing turn that way. Go to 3, active. And it's time to play. So we are going to mess this up. We did this wrong. What we needed to do is, instead of firing 3 silos, we needed to actually just double tap. If we double tap the Diaboromon here, we win the game, which is a mistake on my part. So what we needed to do was go double onto... We needed to go double onto Diaboromon there, because that's the one that has blocker. So we double pop it. And then even if we... yeah, and then we also probably pop the 5 is probably what we needed to do. If you clear those 3 bodies, he loses all of his blockers. He only has 2 redirects. We would have access to Rush and Scapegoat, I guess. In fact, like, if we left the 5 and just popped the 6 to take both Diaboromons off, then we'd in theory be able to Rush Alliance through. And if we got de-digivolved, we'd just be able to load it up against another mother. So we could have taken this one to a draw, but yeah, just getting a little bit lost in the source. So much going on. So instead, what we're going to do now is we're just going to try and make the board as wide as possible. And we're going to at least make him interact with our board. Gonna be forced to swing, and oh yeah, we've got no Yukos, so it's whatever's there. We're just gonna shrink off. I was gonna try and save them, but we realized that that's on the inherit, so now with the mothers in play, we actually are getting deleted. So yeah, I mean, now it's pretty much open game state. He can do what he wants, and the question is whether he can establish the board for there. We threw our lethal line, and I think we're in time at this point. I think that's also why we kind of messed things up. I think time was called at the tail end of one of my turns, so I was on turn 2. Well, turn 0, which then makes us turn thing. And yeah, here you can see we realized that we actually can't save the body because it's an inherit. Gonna make Diaboromon, so we are going to establish the blockers once again. Get the double draw. And I think this is my final turn. Because we pretty much needed to win this one in order to take it as a draw, but realistically now we're stuck at a 0-1 loss defeat, unless Johnny can find a way to clear it out in OT on his final turn. At least I say that. I'm pretty sure that's where we are. But yeah, this is not looking good. He's not close enough to deck out that we'd be able to deck him out. Although even if he did deck out, it literally doesn't matter because we don't get another turn Like when his turn ends, the game ends as a draw, quote unquote, rather than me being able to open pass. So he's played it quite well. We're just gonna go mega wide for the hell of it, really, and just make sure we've used all of our redirects. As a reminder, this list is medieval list because cards cringe. But maybe, you know, your playset will go down to 1 in the ban list. Who's to say? Gonna swing in. And really, this is just about, for the sake of it, thinning the numbers down. And also, I think also just to make Quartz slightly less lethal. Because at this point, we've got so many bodies on. And we don't have the Suedo is the problem. So we're just going to drop the Eve to just get the stun. Didn't get a whole lot. We've established 6 blockers, though, which is quite funny. So maybe we're not quite in OT yet, or we're close. So really, I just threw from orbit from the stress of assuming that he would have Quartz by now. And even then, it doesn't look like he's fully willing to commit it just yet. We're going to slam the Diaboromon to go into Diaboromon, play out the token, and we don't have the memory to take it back. So he's actually just going to take an extra turn to play around the stun, because obviously, yeah, because we stunned the Quartz. Yeah, we did stun the Quartz, which took it off. So, you know, good defensive line there from us, and we're looking at, you know, this is a really normal state. You know, this is the sort of game that Johnny dreams about. There's like 85 bodies on board. This is not an Elysian approved board state. There are actually too many things on board right now. And so we're gonna have the Mirai come down. We're gonna pitch off, and this is where we're like, you know, a Suedo would be really nice, so our mothers could do something. And realistically, I can swing them. Like, they don't have rush, but like they can swing this turn. We're going to joust because we wanted an excuse to show the card. We're going to swing at the Diaboromon, and he is going to block. And then we can't, you know, raiding is a little bit difficult now. I think maybe we gave the DP. We're going to just swing into security. And of course we die in security, Lamau. Going to swing a body, and then swing a body, and then swing a body. And then honestly, I forgot that I had the other 3 squids there. So we're going to make Adam. But before we fully do that, we're going to realize that, oh yeah, there was 3 squids here. So we're just going to quickly trade 3 squid for 3 Diaboromon to bring it down to a very normal board state. He's going to get his 2 free bodies, and then he's going to quartz them down, which is going to lock everything. We are going to realize that, of course, the mothers are affected. So, you know, maybe I threw in several ways, but who's really to say? There's nothing that says the mothers can't attack, because normally the game ends just before. But speaking of the game end, we're going to burn 3. The trident that I was digging for, nowhere to be seen. But we are going to have Adam come out as a redirect, which is cute. He doesn't have a way of unsuspending for lethal anyway. And yeah, because Cyberspace Eden played out the Adam, the Armageddon that he wanted isn't going to be able to do it. We are still going to be able to make Shaco, though, just to show that we were actually so owned. So unbelievably owned, because he actually could have made it the Johnniest way possible without the Armageddon. So we're just going to scramble to effectively set up for if he were to, in theory, deck out. Is going to get one last Digivolve or whatever for the clear, but that is going to be us finishing it in time. So hope you had fun with this one. I think it was a great one to announce that the Cakes tournament is coming on October 11th. Tickets are now live if you're seeing this. Live last night for members as a thank you, and for everyone else, hopefully we'll see you there. If today's your birthday, then happy birthday. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.